Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I keep seeing this damn sentiment over and over and over again, and let me tell you, it's not cute, right? Doomerism is not cute because it is a pipeline straight into doomsday cults, right? If every day is doomsday for you, you're just waiting for your next messiah to come in and enact the doomsday on your behalf. This shit happens all the time. It literally happens all the fucking time. How many failed rapture predictions have happened in the last 3 years alone? Don't even go back 30 or 300. And it's the same pattern over and over again. People think doomsday is coming because some stupid fuck told them it's going to happen at this time, at this day. They sell everything they own, then go hide themselves in some fucking bunker or something, awaiting for the day, cut off their entire support system and family and friends, quit their jobs just to be stocked up in some fucking basement somewhere. Then when the day comes, they're like, what the hell? It didn't happen? What do you mean it didn't happen? He said it would be this time. The world would be imploding and we would all be one with whatever fucking god it was. Like, come on. How many times does this shit have to happen for you to realize that this is a mentality that can take people, like established people? I can't remember which guy it was, but there's been so many. Oh man, you can look it up if you really want. But established career people with wives, children, like spouses, children, right? They're married, they have some sort of social standing. They'll destroy it all just because somebody fulfilled their doomsday wish. And it amounts to nothing. When it doesn't happen, you'll have people committing suicide because they have nothing to go back to. They literally sold all their shit. They sold everything, cut off all ties to other people. What are you going to go back to and tell them, I realized, maybe it was kind of a scam. Like, the embarrassment is too much for them. All because they fed into this like helpless, pathetic sense of doomerism. And the thing about doomerism is, why the fuck can't you just enjoy? Like, if it's gonna be doomerism, why not just sit back and watch everything turn to shit? That kind of doomerism. The kind of doomerism where you're not invested in its destruction. You're not invested in it, but, assuming you've done what you can and you're doing what you can for yourself and the small circle of people around you, assuming you're doing at least that, and you're just watching the fucking circus freak show go on outside, why couldn't it be that kind of doomerism? Why is it the kind of doomerism that leads people into wanting mass murder? Or just mass catastrophes? Which, by the way, happen every fucking day. If it wasn't, if it wasn't clear enough, and this is how divorced from reality this ideology is. This is how divorced from, like, there's so many, like, I mean, literally, I think Tokyo was on high alert because of tsunami or something, or typhoon, one of them. And like, Tokyo's a pretty fucking populated ass city, right? That's tens of millions of people who have to now flee and look for cover. And this is like a natural disaster. Like, this is things that have been happening for as long as they've been recording history, or at least the history of these natural disasters, right? Typhoons didn't just start the other day. Hurricanes didn't just start in the United States after the colonialists came. Natural disasters, it is because we have created such false investments into this reality that natural disasters are just that much worse, right? It'd be one thing if a flood comes through and destroys a whole neighborhood. But now we got insurance claims, right? So even if it happens, you get a nice big paycheck at the end of the day, sometimes, depending on how rich you are, right? And we've learned, like, the thing is, that's one of those concepts called natural evil. Natural evil. But the thing is, it's only evil to us. It's just nature. It is the ecosystem doing what it does best, right? I don't think you can call that evil, really. Maybe. I don't know. Because at the same time that these typhoons and floods and earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are so terrifying and horrible to us, obviously, they created our modern world. They did, because we're still subject to them. We're literally still subjected to these natural evils. Tokyo has figured out a way to build earthquake-proof buildings, like tall as earthquake-proof buildings. They haven't built typhoon-proof buildings, I don't think. It's like we're fighting constantly against these evil. This is what so many people fail to understand. That is what forms and shapes our understanding of the natural world, our world itself. I mean, heck, literally economies are driven by oil now, and oil has been in the ground for tens of millions of years. This earth itself is our modern world, as it is, as it's always been. But we're just literally parasitically leeching off of it all constantly. Even if there's another huge disaster, huge natural disaster or something, at some point you might even believe that the earth really is sentient and it's getting sick of our shit. It's not the fucking nuclear waste dumping, it's not the commercial waste dumping, it's not the consumer waste dumping, it's not the deforestation, the fracking, coral bleaching, ozone pollution. Where does it even end at this point, right? And we'd be fools enough to try and pray to some god to be like, please don't send that tornado here, you know? I think our problem would be, how do we solve these natural evils most? Because these are the things that, you're all well and good to build the greatest fucking civilization that's ever existed. One fucking earthquake and you're done. One, let's say even two magnitude 10 earthquakes. What civilization do you think is going to be left? We take this current presentation of the earth for incredibly for granted. We take it so do you think the Ice Age was a joke? We've never experienced a fucking Ice Age before, right? I think the last Ice Age was when the mammoths went extinct. And no, actually, no, wait, there were mammoths existing up to I think 8,000 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Was it? No. No, I think mammoths are a lot more recent than we think. Even so, why is it we focus on these artificial evils rather than the natural ones that already exist? Why do we have to keep looking for more and more evils? Why do people have to keep looking for more and more evils to justify their own fucking evil beliefs? Their own evil beliefs in how they think they should deal with this evil. Which is dramatically more evil, by the way. Because I don't have anything against typhoons or tornadoes or floods. You know, nature is indifferent. Nature is absolutely indifferent. But even though we know that, instead of, doing our part to at least, I don't, I, you know, I don't know. I can't pretend that I know the solution to dealing with natural disasters. I'd probably be a fucking multi-trillionaire if I knew that, right? I can't pretend to know. But at the same time, the things we're doing right now, I know this much. What we're doing right now to the fucking planet is not going to help them decrease. It's literally, there's been more floods. There's just been, and this is the weird thing about the climate. It's just everything that was already there is now amplified. Like Australia had like the worst bushfires 2 years ago. Yeah, literally at the start of COVID, Australia had the worst bushfires it's ever had. And those bushfires are no fucking joke when they start. Like, just thousands and thousands of acres of land just on fucking fire. Right? I'm pretty sure California is the same way. At the same time, places that were prone to flooding have been more and more and more prone to flooding. Like, literally, I'm pretty sure all those little islands, there's a lot of islands that are like in danger of sinking within like the next 20 years. Like, we will see, I'm pretty sure Maldives, if I'm not mistaken, is one of those islands that will sink within the next 20 years. That's not a long time, honestly. That's not a fucking long time at all. And it's such a trip that the people who think they have the solutions are no different from the people who are ruining the fucking planet to begin with. If their solutions involve like mass fucking, because I mean, really, you'd only really be hoping for the earth itself to like crack open and just swallow all humanity into it. If it's like if you're like hoping for like like a massive natural disaster or something, but like that's not going to happen. So what's the other alternative? Right? You're gonna hope for the person who's gonna tell you that we we have to get rid of humanity because we're doing all this to each other and we don't know how to exist with one another. So the only solution is this mass extinction. At the very least, I'm glad that, hopefully people will be brave enough to say the things that they actually believe in, right? I don't want to hear people say, I just want the world to blow up. I want you to confidently tell me that you want mass murder, because that is at the root. That is literally what you're using, a euphemism. You want mass murder to the point where there's no humans left, no life on the planet. Fuck, I mean, man, this is just, oh man. And it's so weird. Once you feed into that doomerism, you feel a sense of comfort, like, yeah, yeah, it's all pointless. So, just hope for the worst, I guess. But even natalists exist that way. They just push that thought into their subconscious. They push it in with toxic positivity all the fucking time, every day. They're just better at it than you. When you're out here saying that, we just need a mass genocide. I'm tired of using euphemisms. I'm tired of allowing people to use euphemisms when they're just as evil and decrepit as the people that they think they should extinguish. I'm tired of it. You know, say what you mean and mean what you say. Own it. Cause when the shit eventually fucking hits the fan, I don't want to be anywhere fucking associated with any type of person who claims that antinatalism made them do this. No, it fucking didn't. No, it fucking didn't. It was the only way. It was the only way. It was the only way. Give me a break, man. Give me a fucking break. Like, and this is why I see a lot of people probably just have wallowed in self-hatred for so long that they don't want to unlearn those patterns of self-hatred. They want to be justified in why people don't even want to be around them, right? And yes, people are fucking shallow to begin with. Most people in society are shallow as fuck to begin with. But at the same time, like, once you've really looked at people, you realize that there's a lot of people out here. If you really just genuinely talk to a few people, they'll be as fucked in the head. They'll be as fucked up as you are. And while you would pretend to have this more more well-rounded knowledge about, why we're in the situation that we're in, I would rather deal with somebody who has never heard of antinatalism than an antinatalist who pretends like we should be forcing humans into extinction. We should be doing things to agitate human extinction. And it's, you'd almost think like it's just intrinsic to humans. But like I said, people are just, it's not even just lazy. They're just too self-absorbed to even allow themselves to be lazy, right? Because a lazy person is not going to do, like, they're going to do the least. You're not going to concoct, okay, yeah, you're not really going to concoct a whole fucking convoluted ass excuse. Like, this is how I see it. You're not really going to concoct like all these convoluted excuses and reasons and obstacles for yourself to do something that you could have done. Like, or maybe I'm just understanding laziness differently. Because that just means you're driven by something else. Yeah, you're trying to get around. That's procrastination. That's not necessarily laziness. You're driven by other things, other distractions. And it never ceases to get me pissed. Because I'm somebody, while I don't really understand how much change I could bring, that's not really even important to me necessarily. Can I help myself first? And can I help the ones who need it? That's what I focus on. And how do I do that? There's a season for wallowing and being a doomer and all that shit, right? I'm not saying never do it, right? You should do it and then get out of it and then realize what put you there in the first place. Because when people embrace this level of doomerism, they have no solutions and they're just waiting for somebody with the final solution to come across them. I don't even want to hear them talk about, oh yeah, the natalist. No, you are dramatically worse than natalist. A natalist is more reasonable than somebody who proclaims to be an antinatalist advocating for human extinction. I'd rather deal with a natalist. But like, that's the thing about me. Like, somebody could be my enemy on the face of it, but the worst enemies are literally your fucking, like, supposed allies, right? The self-reported allies. I'd rather deal with somebody who I know is committed to their positions than somebody who's like a sheep, a wolf in sheep's clothing. I would. I literally would. This is like a rant before what I actually wanted to talk about. I lost the plot of what I wanted to talk about. Don't worry, I'll make another video.